Antonio starts right now.
All right, we are starting off with a live look out at the Alamo City. 43 degrees now. What does the rest of the day look like? We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey in just a few moments. But for now, it is 6 o'clock this morning. It is Sunday. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us.
Good morning.
Yesterday, minus a little wind. Picture perfect day.
It was beautiful. I was able to take the dogs on a walk. They hadn't gone in a couple of days.
Did you force the husband to go on the walk with you?
Oh, no. No, you know what? He likes to do, he says, you know what? I can't go on that walk because I have to vacuum and clean the house.
He does the chores to get out of it.
And then I come home, so it's a win-win. I go for a walk with the dogs, and I come home to a clean house, Sarah.
Wow,
Great.
that's wonderful. Well, I forced my husband to go on a walk with me yesterday. It was beautiful outside, and today is going to be crowd-pleasing weather as well. Abundant sunshine, temperatures rebounding nicely from the 40s into the 60s rather. It's 33 in Kerrville though right now, 42 in New Braunfels, 41 in Hondo, 43 in Gonzales, 39 in Del Rio. Maybe a brief light freeze for parts of the hill country later on this morning, but generally it's 36 in Bulverde, 42 in Converse, and 45 at Stinson. As we take a look at today's forecast, it's going to be a gorgeous day. Quickly warming up under abundant sunshine, 54 at 10, 66 for the high, north winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. But what does the forecast have in store for us? Well, we're going to have a dry stretch this week. A few days here without rainfall, but then I expect chilly mornings and comfortable afternoons during that dry stretch, a lot like today. Finally, I want to talk about how rain is possible this next weekend, particularly Friday night into Saturday. We'll talk about that rain chances and a temperature roller coaster ahead in just a few minutes. Max and Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Tensions continue across the Texas-Mexico border, and they're nearing really an all-time high. Recent migrant influxes through the southern border. It means immigration shockwaves here in the Alamo City.
Avery Everett tells us what migrant advocacy groups and local law professors say this means for our city's immigration court system.
We've got over 3 million cases in an immigration court.
With an already overloaded system,
There's about 700 judges in the United States.
Concerns are mounting over the potential impacts recent border influxes might have on the country's immigration courts.
San Antonio isn't the worst as far as the ratio of cases to judges, but it's not the best either.
After months of record high crossings into border cities like Eagle Pass, leaders say these courts are becoming overrun.
I see the court system pretty much taken over because there are so many cases that we're having to deal with.
Here in San Antonio,
Almost 107,000 pending cases.
law professors tell us just about a dozen immigration judges face thousands of cases, and that number is only said to be climbing.
Texas has the longest border with Mexico, and so we have a disproportionate number of people who enter here. But not all of those people are going to go through court.
So just because San Antonio is a city that's common for a lot of families to travel through, it doesn't actually mean that their immigration court proceedings will play out here. Migrant advocacy groups and law professors both tell us that these cases are often transferred to the cities that people plan to stay with relatives, friends, or family.
They have a legal right to ask for asylum. They do have that right. Whether they merit asylum, that's another question.
It's a process migrant advocacy groups say could take months or even years.
There always is a lag time between people crossing and when they're actually in court.
Most agree this court system could slow down.
It is a humanitarian issue.
With border crossings only speeding up. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
And President Biden says he is willing to accept tougher measures to secure the border. Now, the president is embracing efforts on Capitol Hill to pass legislation. Now, his remarks come after House Speaker Mike Johnson warned just on Friday that the emerging border deal in the Senate, well, the speaker says it is dead on arrival in the House. Some of the proposals would give the Department of Homeland Security new authority to close the border if daily migrant crossings reach 4,000 people over a one-week span. Former President Donald Trump, well, he has urged House Republicans to reject any deal. And speaking of President Biden, now to the race for the White House. President Biden and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley in the Palmetto State today, all ahead of their respective primaries.
On Saturday, President Trump campaigned in Nevada, where he urged supporters to choose him in the GOP-run caucus for February 8th. Haley will be on the state-run primary ballot next week. ABC's Allison Cossack with the latest on what's expected for today's campaign trail.
Following wins in Iowa and New Hampshire, Donald Trump urging Republicans in Las Vegas to support him in Nevada's February 8th caucus.
In your state, you have both a primary and you have a caucus. Don't worry about the primary, just do the caucus thing. And we're going to go on to defeat crooked Joe Biden, and we're going to very simply make America great again.
This a day after a jury in New York City ordered him to pay E. Jean Carroll $83 million in her defamation case against him. Trump also attacking GOP rival Nikki Haley, who's taking part in the state-run primary.
Nikki Haley, have you ever heard of her? I didn't know she was still campaigning. She's still campaigning?
The former governor and UN ambassador going after her former boss in South Carolina.
But what I do know is all that time that he's spending in a courtroom defending himself, he's not fighting for the American people.
President Biden also in the Palmetto State this weekend, hoping for strong support from Democrats February 3rd, the first sanctioned primary on the Democratic side.
If you ever doubt that, the power to change America is in your hands. Remember this, you proved it. You're the reason I am president.
The president interrupted 3 times by protesters, one shouting ceasefire, another an expletive, and the third rushed the stage before being shown out. Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
And in Missouri, disturbing investigation is underway after 3 Kansas City Chiefs fans were found dead outside a home earlier this month. So according to police, these 3 men visited a friend's home after the Kansas City Chiefs game on January 7th. 2 days later, a worried fiance who hadn't heard from her loved one looked for him at the home. When there was no answer at the door, she broke into the basement of the residence and found a dead body on the back porch. Police arrived and found 2 more bodies in the backyard. Right now, Kansas City police say this remains a death investigation as no foul play was observed or suspected.
Well, big follow-up to a story we told you about last weekend. Iran successfully launching 3 more satellites into space, all according to Iranian officials. Along with the satellites launch, the use of Iran's rocket was also successful, which has had multiple failures in the past. So this is a big upgrade for Iran's military efforts. Now, the launch, it comes as heightened tensions grip the wider Middle East. Remember, this really stemmed in October from Israel and Hamas's war.
The CDC has linked a rare strain of salmonella that sickened dozens of people in the U.S. and Canada to bearded dragons. Bearded dragons naturally have salmonella in their gut, and the bacteria is shed in their feces and can end up on their skin. Experts say owners should wash their hands properly after handling the lizards to prevent accidentally transmitting the bacteria to their mouths.
And officials in California declaring a state of emergency due to avian flu in Sonoma County. Now, during the past 2 months, nearly a dozen commercial farms, they've had to destroy more than 1 million birds to control the outbreak. Now, this is leading to an economic blow to California farmers, workers, and even their customers. Most of the outbreaks are occurring on the North Coast and Central Valley, according to the USDA. And officials say the owners of backyard chickens, they should wear clean clothes and shoes and protect their flocks from getting infected. Well, we have a special leading essay today coming up at 8 a.m. And obviously the border, big talk recently. There's a lot going on, whether it's the conflict between the state and the federal government, the bill going through Capitol Hill, and what comes next. We're going to be speaking to 2 different congressmen who represent different parts of the border. So make sure to join us today, 8 a.m. and 8:30. We're going to speak to Congressman Henry Cuellar and Congressman Tony Gonzalez. Again, that is 8 and 8:30. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can submit them right now. Just head to the leading essay section of KSAT.com. Time now, just about 6:10, 43 degrees.
Take a look outside with live cam. Really start the morning. Sarah Spivey says it's going to be a nice day, though, and then she has a roller coaster forecast for us for later in the week. She'll explain when we come back.
morning and welcome back. Right now on KSAT.com, City of San Antonio's Parks and Rec Department, well, they were awarded a $1.5 million grant on Thursday. The Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission funded the grant from the Cassiano Revitalization Project on the city's west side, and it's going to increase the number of outdoor activities available at the park.
Goals for the project include preserving the park's cultural significance, improving the overall outdoor experience, and providing easy access. The final design of Cassiano Park is expected to be completed by fall of 2024, with construction anticipated for spring of 2025.
And of course, you can find a replenished Jacobs Well, how it looks right now on KSAT.com. Videos and pictures showing water flowing from there for the first time in several months. Remember, the flow had been at 0 since last summer. That changed earlier this week after we got all the rain.
Love seeing this. Swimming has been prohibited there since early summer of 2022, and there's no promise that it could return this summer, but at least this is a promising sign. You can check out the full story on our website. And I know, Sarah, so we got over 6 inches of rain, which helped with the flow there. But when they say there's no promise, because that can also dry up.
Well, yeah, and we get into these patterns, right, where we get lots of rain for a brief period of time, and then we get those hot summers that we just dry out. So here's to hoping that our El Nino weather pattern will at least aid to a little bit more rain as we head into the dry summer months. But that's all we can do right now. Hope. There is a chance for rain, though, by this time next week. We'll talk about that in just a bit. For now, though, take a look outside. It is chilly this morning. Temperatures are generally in the 30s and 40s. 35 in Comfort, 36 in Bernie, 42 in San Antonio, 43 in Castroville, and 41 in Hondo. Today's going to be a day where we quickly warm up under abundant sunshine. North winds at about 5 miles per hour, so not as breezy as it was yesterday around San Antonio when we saw gusts of up to 30 miles per hour. It's going to be 54 at 10, 62 at noon, 65, 3 o'clock, and 66 for the high in San Antonio. Later on tonight, we'll see temperatures quickly fall into the 40s and 50s. As we take a look at today's forecast highs, 66 in Kerrville, 69 in Del Rio, 64 in Canyon Lake, 68 in Carrizo Springs, 66 in Beeville. It may get up into about 71 down in Laredo this afternoon, and 64 in Gonzales. Quick check of the weather setup. You can see that it is quiet across the state of Texas. But as we take a look to the east, there's that big low pressure system. It's going to be making the weather interesting for a lot of those games today, those football games, the AFC and the NFC championships. As we take a look, though, at our water vapor imagery, you can see this huge area of orange. This is dry air moving into Texas. This low pressure system is pulling that drier air in south. So that's why we're going to have abundant sunshine all day long today. And then in the wake of that dry air, a high pressure system is going to move on in. Now, this high pressure system is going to allow for a quiet stretch of weather here in San Antonio. For most of the week, it is going to be fairly quiet. We're going to be seeing chilly mornings, comfortable afternoons, plenty of sunshine. By Thursday, there will be a low pressure system that will move through the panhandle of Texas. But here's the thing. With that low pressure system on Thursday, I think it's going to be a little bit too far to the north to produce any substantial rain here in San Antonio. Our rain chances are very low throughout the entirety of the week. However, by Friday night and into Saturday, take a look at this big low pressure system that moves across parts of the Pacific through areas around the Four Corners region. A very dynamic system pulling colder air in and a lot of energy too. So by Friday night into Saturday, I think we could have some decent rain here in San Antonio. Right now our chances stand at about 40%, but we could be seeing that go up or come down. Just depends on where this low pressure system ends up tracking. We're looking at about a week away from that. So when we look at rain chances this week, nothing pretty much throughout most of the week. Then by Friday and Saturday, that's when our rain chances really start to go up, especially by Saturday. Hopefully we'll be able to raise that rain chance because, again, we want all the rain we can get before the dry summer. So let's keep track of that and we will keep you posted. As for the forecast for this week, specific numbers, tomorrow morning we'll wake up at 40, so chilly. There will be some patchy fog early tomorrow morning. But take a look at highs in the coming days. Close to 70 degrees. It's going to be gorgeous Monday through Wednesday. Then by Friday and Saturday, we introduce a rain chance, and Saturday's our best rain chance. You'll notice there that I put a cold front on Saturday into Sunday. I do think, guys, that we could have another cold snap here very soon. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up in the next half hour. The most important thing to know is I don't think it's going to be as cold as this last cold snap, but still something I want to cover in the next half hour.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Time now, just about 6:18, 43 degrees.
Take a look at these lotto numbers. Pick 3, 4, 9, 3, Fireball 8, Daily 4, 3, 8, 9, 6, Fireball 1.
And your cash 5, 6, 17, 22, 23, 33. Lotto, Texas. 10, 16, 18, 24, 43, 47. Let's see, the Powerball.
174.
Okay.
I don't think anybody won, because it was still 174 this morning when I drove by it.
So your numbers, but people could sort of won like $1 million.
Yeah.
That would have been beautiful.
Beautiful.
Wake up millionaire. Here are your numbers: 7, 38, 65, 66, 68, Powerball 21, Power Play 2. Good luck. We'll be right back. Good morning and welcome back. So it's a story that we talked about a lot yesterday. San Antonio Pitmasters awake really dark and early, working through the night for the rodeo's annual barbecue cook-off. Now, the championship level barbecue contest. It features some of the world's most competitive teams. Shout out to one of our directors, Robert Flowers. He had a team out there. Of course, he's representing some of the local teams who just barbecue for fun, but they also want to win. I mean, it's out there. It looks delicious. I'm a little upset we didn't get to try any, but that's neither here nor there. Each team did share the same goal: having fun competing. Because of all of the benefits from the participation, all the proceeds from the barbecue cook-off go right to the San Antonio Rodeo Scholarship Fund.
And that was just one of the several events happening in relation to the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. Right now, head to KSAT.com. We have all the information you need to know about this year's events, and you can enjoy all the action of the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo by watching the rodeo's opening night, followed by a KSAT Rodeo special on February 8th. The primetime rodeo special will be anchored live by Ursula Perry and David Sears.
And for all our KSAT insiders out there, a reminder, you have a chance to win a ride in the Insider Carriage featured in the Western Heritage Parade on Saturday, February 3rd. 5 winners, plus their chosen special guest, joining Ursula and David on the parade route. I know last year it was a big hit. Everyone had so much fun.
It's a big carriage.
Yeah, well, 5 people, 10 people.
10 people.
Yeah, plus Ursula and David, so 12 people.
Are they driving it? I'm assuming they're sitting in the front driving it.
You know, I would imagine both of them are very experienced.
Yeah. They probably could.
All right, so KSAT.com if you want to sign up. Time now, 6:23, 43 degrees.
This box of frozen Kobe beef croquettes from Japan. Max, we were
just talking
about this. In high demand, and you won't believe how long the wait list is. We'll tell you more after the break.
Good morning and welcome back. All right. I love meats.
I know you do.
Big steak guy. How long would you be willing to wait for a delectable delight of food from Japan that would be sent right to you, but it wouldn't take a few days or a few weeks? Instead, it would take 43 years.
That is the waiting list right now for Kobe beef croquettes, a rare beef that is said to have exceptional tenderness and flavor. In the early 2000s, these croquettes went crazy on the internet. Now everybody wants them and are willing to wait 43 years to get them. A restaurant in Japan only fry up 200 a day and has a waiting list that has 63,000 names on it. So it's Kobe beef that's fried.
Okay, hold on. I want to see how much they cost, because on top of the waiting the 43 years, I imagine it's not cheap.
Yeah, these actually look like hash browns. No, they're beef.
That could be the best part of it.
43 years.
There's no way that's right.
So I would be in my, 70s, Sarah? I don't know. What?
Why are you asking me?
I don't know. You're the scientist. Quick math.
You're what? How old are you?
I'm 35. I'm going to say it loud and proud.
Okay, so 35 plus 43.
70-ish.
78.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing math. All right. So here's the thing. I found the story.
Okay, how much do they cost?
It's not expensive. They said it's only like $1.80 per piece.
Maybe that's why the waiting list is so big.
That makes sense.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Plus, shipping costs and whatnot. But Kobe beef, very expensive. And now I'm craving steak.
I don't think I've ever had it.
Yeah, I don't know. Time now, 6:28, 42 degrees.
That just gave me you haven't lived yet.
No. I gave her the look because I know her husband. She's definitely had some.
Oh, okay. Maybe I have. All right. So coming up, how to keep your home heated when it's cold outside. that doesn't cost you a lot of money. We'll show you what steps you can take in the next half hour.
That's a Mike Osterhage.
Was that Mike?
That was Mike.
Oh, I love it.
I love it. And you know what? I also love the Spurs. 2 wins in a row here at home right before the rodeo road trip. Wemby just, honestly, put them in the skills contest, too. We're going to break it all down in just a few moments. Good morning, welcome back, and happy Sunday. So we were talking earlier about the Kobe beef croquettes.
Yeah.
Just talked to our director, Ralph. He has a beautiful little daughter.
Yeah.
2 years old, Sophia.
She loves croquettes.
Well, we were joking. He was like, I got to put her on the list. She'll only be 45. She's ready to go.
Oh, she's going to be a...
Yeah, prime location. This is great. All right, so Sarah Spivey, are you going to throw your name on the list?
Probably not.
That's
how about if I make some
deal.
And then I bring it.
Okay, you're going to, just to be clear, you're going to make Kobe beef croquettes.
I'll make beef croquettes.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to get Kobe beef. Okay.
Did they sell it at HEB?
I know
probably
Sarah
at the Central
Spivey has some
Market they have
connections.
something.
You think so?
No, maybe not Kobe beef, but they probably got some good.
They do have Wagyu there.
Oh,
I was in the steak department yesterday.
Good. Okay, guys, it's only 6:30 and I'm already ready for dinner, so thank you for that. Okay, take a look outside. Beautiful sunrise this morning. Totally clear skies today. We're going to have sunny skies all day long. I'm calling today's weather crowd pleasing because it's going to be not too hot, not too cold. Crowd pleasing, Goldilocks weather. 42 degrees outside right now. Take a look at the forecast for the day. By 10, we'll be at 54, 62 at noon, 66 for the high temperature. North winds, not even that breezy, not as breezy as yesterday. We'll have north winds at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hey, maybe you want to get a car wash. I know I need a car wash. Your car wash forecast for the next 3 days looks great. No rain chances, so you'll get a pretty good stretch of days there for a good car wash if you want to get one. So what's up with the weather? Mainly quiet this week. I do not anticipate much rain until Saturday. Friday night, Saturday, that's when we have a good rain chance in San Antonio. And then beyond that, I want to look ahead by about 10 days from today, a week to 10 days from today. We could have another cold snap soon. Now, I want to put your minds at ease. It's not going to be as cold as the last cold snap we had just about a couple weeks ago, but it is something that I want to keep our eyes on. So we'll have those details for you. And of course, a look ahead to our next rain chance in just a few minutes. Max and Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. One person is dead and another recovering from an overnight crash on the city's southwest side. San Antonio police say just before 1:30 this morning, a driver lost control of her vehicle and rolled over on Del Lago Parkway near 281. That driver pronounced dead when police and first responders arrived. The passenger was treated and released, expected to be okay. The cause of the crash is still under investigation.
And another crash to tell you about, a woman hit and killed by a San Antonio police patrol car. All of this transpiring during a chase. Now, the department says the officer behind the wheel was chasing down a suspected armed carjacker who happened to be a teenage boy.
Danielle Ibarra explains this incident and its ripple effect is part of a growing problem.
It's calm now, but police say this section of Martin Street is where a couple became victims of a scary crime. A man and woman told police 2 men held them at gunpoint Friday night, demanding a purse in their car. Police say GPS helped them track down the stolen car. Officers found the car again on South W.W. White Road between Houston Street and I-10. They say the driver once again failed to stop, leading police on a chase. During that chase, an officer in a patrol unit hit a woman in the street who died there. The person charged with her murder, the suspected carjacker, 17-year-old Rene Camarillo. Police say his actions led to the woman's death.
It's unfortunate. I mean, I feel sorry for her and her family. I really do. I send prayers to her family. It's pretty bad.
Back at the scene today, we talked to this dad who didn't want to be named. He says what happened here is why he worries for his kids' safety.
I can't let my kids even walk to the store because who knows that somebody might steal a car and jump a curve and hit something.
Bexar County data from September shows more teens are carrying guns. It also shows the number of teens involved in car thefts is skyrocketing. This dad says it's an alarming trend, with major consequences he feels could have been avoided.
San Antonio police have not named the officer involved. They say they will be on administrative duty while they investigate. For GMSA, I'm Danielle Ibarra.
Thank you, Danielle. CPS rates are going up officially starting next month. CPS expects to generate around $85 million from this move, and in turn, they plan to use that money to improve aging infrastructure and accommodate a growing city. So starting February 1st, customers can expect their monthly energy bills increase about 4%. That's going to in turn result in a bill increase of about $4.45 a month.
Palo Alto College celebrating after getting the green light to offer the first associate degree in nursing on the south side of San Antonio. Students will take courses at the Southside Education and Training Center that opened last year. The facility is located near Highway 281 and Martinez-Lozoya Road. Students will acquire nursing skills through instruction in different labs. The program will start as early as the fall of this year. They will begin taking applications this spring.
Go, Spurs, go. All right, so the Timberwolves, they were the #1 seed in the West yesterday. They had a bolstering team. They were young. They were competitive. But the Spurs beat them. So the Spurs beat Portland Friday night and last night got a back-to-back win. I mean, this was actually happening in the middle. I don't know why. I don't know. We've done stories about bats. Coyote chasing down a bat. If only Manu was there, he could have just swatted it down. No need to worry. He figured it out. All right, but this was also figured out. Beautiful. Trey Jones, alley-oop to Wemby for the slam. I mean, that's 7-4-ish, 7-6. All right, I don't want to show too many Anthony Edwards highlights, but Ant is pretty fantastic. Right there, 29-20. So the Timberwolves were leading, and really, they led by 12 at half. So let's go to the second half. All right, third quarter. Keldon Johnson taking it to the rack. Man was flying there. One-handed jam, and obviously the crowd goes berserk. Remember, we're here at home. Fourth quarter now tied until Devin Vassell, step back three, splash. The Spurs won't back down. Crunch time, and here we go. From downtown, the big man, one of his 3 triples of the night. Edwards had the answer on the other end. Tied the game at 112, but it would come down to this chance. Spurs up 1. Karl Anthony Towns hits the rim. It is no good. And the Spurs take down the #1 seed in the West, 113-112. Yes, this is just the 10th win of the season, but it was amazing to see Wemby recording a double-double. So did Ant, but Devin Vassell, 25 points. Wemby, 23 points. I mean, this is the future of the Spurs, and I'm so excited. Also excited
Football coverage brought to you by
we have
Davis Law
Championship
Firm.
Sunday happening today. The NFC and AFC championships both underway, both coasts. 2 San Antonio natives taking on each other in Santa Clara. The NFC title game featuring the Lions and, of course, wide receiver Josh Reynolds. And on the other side, 49ers right guard Spencer Burford. Now, Reynolds, an alumni of John Jay High School, 7 catches for 107 yards and a touchdown so far this postseason for Detroit. And former Wagner and UTSA talent Buford. He continues to be a key piece in San Francisco's attack. No doubt leaving it all out on the field to protect his quarterback, Brock Purdy. So the NFC Championship kicking off at 5:30. Right now, the Niners, they are favored by 7 points. So big home favorites. And, well, there we go. Across the country, the AFC title game kicking off 2 this afternoon. You hear screeching in the background. It is just Sarah Spivey cheering on her Chiefs.
Go Chiefs, go Chiefs.
We have the Chiefs and we have the Ravens. Baltimore. I checked this morning. The line has updated. I think it's about 3 points right now. Ravens
I thought it was
are favored.
4, but
yeah, I think it changes because betting ebbs and flows depending on who bets what and injuries and whatnot. But so we'll see.
The Ravens are really good.
Ravens are really good, but I would never bet against Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Or Taylor Swift.
Or Taylor Swift.
Time now, 6:40, 42 degrees.
After the break, keeping your home heated can be pricey. Mike Osterhage giving you advice on what you can do to keep it heated without added costs.
And speaking of the heat or lack thereof this morning, 42 degrees now. What does the rest of the day look like? Is Sarah Spivey going to leave the house or is she just going to watch the Chiefs all day? We're going to check in with her in just a few moments.
Well, of course, last week's cold snap has come to an end, but winter's not over. We may still have some more cold weather. You know, and it's expensive to heat your house. A couple of tips, though, to hold in that heat you've already purchased. Won't cost you a dime, and you don't have to touch that thing. One easy way to make it feel warmer in your house is with your ceiling fan. Now, of course, this comes in handy in the summertime, blowing down to give you kind of that wind chill effect, but you don't want air blowing on you when you're trying to stay warm. There is a trick though, make it go the other way. So normally the fan spins counterclockwise and that blows the air down. Well, of course, hot air rises to the ceiling. So when you reverse the direction of it, that's going to force that warmer air, because there's no place for it to go blowing up, to come back down here where you're standing. Makes you feel warmer. All right, for this next little tip, think of the fifth dimension. Remember that group? Great song, Let the Sunshine In. Yeah, open up the drapes, open up the blinds, and you are going to get kind of a greenhouse effect, especially on a day like, good Lord, that's bright, especially on a day like this, and this is going to help to warm things up. Obviously, you do the opposite in summer. You don't want the sun shining in, but yeah, let it shine in. It feels great. So a lot of times, air filter, you only think about that when the AC's running in the summertime, but no, you don't want your furnace to work too hard, especially if you have central air. So yeah, that's just dirty enough. Might as well put a new one in there, and that's going to make this thing run that much more efficiently. A lot of times there are little holes in your house. There are leaks. Experts say if you added them all up, it'd be like the equivalent of having a window open. One place to look also is underneath or at the bottom of doors, sometimes older homes. So something simple, take an old towel and stick it there, and that's going to block that cold air from trying to come into your house. And along those lines about, kind of blocking all the little cracks and holes, in older homes, a lot of times the windows don't fit all that well, and between the sashes right here, you can feel the cold air coming in. So even a little bit of packaging tape, that way you won't see it too much. Look at that, you can put that right on there and close the blinds. None the wiser.
Handyman Mike. There
he really is.
He really is. He can do a lot of things. Yeah. Sometimes I see him even like sewing
he has straight up sewn my dresses before.
Isn't that amazing?
Puts on his glasses, he's like, come here,
let's fix this. He's awesome. Okay.
Love you, Mike.
We are going to be mainly quiet this week, guys, so there's a lot to enjoy about that. Get some time outdoors, maybe get some yard work done, get the car washed, all of those things. Mainly quiet this week without much of a rain chance until Friday night and Saturday. That's when I think we have our next window for decent rain chances widespread. And then another cold snap is possible soon. We'll talk about that in a bit. For now, though, it is chilly this morning. It's 36 degrees in Bernie. It's 41 in Hondo, 44 in Castroville, 42 at the airport, 36 in Bulverde, 33 in Kerrville, and 42 in Canyon Lake. As we take a look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast, we are quickly going to warm under completely sunny skies. Temperatures warming to about 54 by 10 o'clock this morning. No rain chances today. Winds will be calmer than they were yesterday. By noon, it'll be 62, and for the afternoon high, 66. So just slightly above the average of 64. Here's a look at neighborhood highs. 69 in Del Rio, 69 Cotulla. Gonzales, you'll be at 64. 64 Canyon Lake and in Fredericksburg, 66 in Kerrville, 66 in Converse, Seguin, New Braunfels, 68 in Pleasanton and Poteet, 68 in Hondo, and 64 in Gonzales. As we take a look at the weather setup, very quiet across the state of Texas. Everybody enjoying a little bit of a break from the rain, including the Houston area that got a ton of rainfall. Meanwhile, here's a low pressure system working its way through the Great Lakes area. This is bringing in some very dry air into Texas. This area of orange is very dry air in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And so that's why we're going to see completely sunny skies today. As that dry air moves off to the east, though, a high pressure system is going to move in, so that's going to keep us dry. High means dry, keeping us dry through at least Friday, with 0 to little rain chance through Thursday, and then by Saturday, that's when our rain chances go up. So as that high moves over, staying dry, but then a very weak disturbance will move through Texas. That'll mainly just bring us some clouds on Thursday. It isn't until Friday night that we see a pretty big low pressure system work its way across the Four Corners region into Texas. Still a question as to where this low will go. If it ends up going north of where it's projected to go right now, it could bring us little to no rain. If it ends up going south, it could bring us even more rain than what we're expecting. But for now, about a 40% chance for scattered showers Friday night and Saturday. And take a look at some of the cold air behind this low pressure system. That's going to bring us a cold snap potentially early next week. So as we take a look at the 7-day forecast, patchy fog early tomorrow, 40 degrees, but then near 70 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So a very nice stretch of weather. Things start to change by Friday and Saturday with the rain, and then beyond Saturday, that's when I think we could have our next cold snap early next week, right around the 4th to the 6th. Cold front will arrive early next week, either Sunday or Monday. As for our impacts, a light freeze is possible, and it is not going to be as cold as January 14th through 17th. So don't worry about those hard freezes or prolonged period of cold. This is just something to keep in mind as far as your backyard goes and things like that. So that's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of next week, potentially.
Okay.
Yep. We'll keep you posted.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Time now just about 6:51, 42 degrees.
Coming up after the break, UT Health San Antonio is helping people with prediabetes to not reach the diabetic level, how they're doing that, and what you can do to help.
Good morning and welcome back. So Bexar County has the highest mortality rate from diabetes in the entire state of Texas. That is why it is so important to cut the disease off right before it starts.
That's right. UT Health San Antonio just got a big award to help people with pre-diabetes before they move up to that diabetic level. Courtney Friedman shows us what that money will be used for and how you can get involved.
Well, let's first talk about what determines diabetes and prediabetes. It's typically your A1C, a simple blood test that measures your average blood sugar levels over the past 3 months. Anything below 5.7 is normal. 5.7 to 6.4 is prediabetes, and 6.5 and above is diabetes. So the goal is to make sure it never gets up here.
Prediabetes, just like diabetes, is a chronic inflammatory medical disorder that needs treatment, that needs to be taken seriously.
Dr. Carolina Solis Herrera is chief of UT Health San Antonio's endocrinology division. Her team just won a $1.2 million award from Baptist Health Foundation of San Antonio to establish early intervention for prediabetes. In a month, they'll start a new clinical trial, testing 4 drugs currently used for diabetes to see if they work for prediabetes.
We need to find strategies where we can bring affordable therapies to our patients. We need to bring awareness to providers so they treat it proactively and dynamically, and for patients to take it seriously.
Why are there so many people who don't know that they have prediabetes?
So one of the things is that if you don't go and check regularly, then you might not know that you have it.
9 in 10 people who have it don't know, and the majority will develop diabetes. So she says to head to your doctor, get tested, and take action.
Changing your lifestyle, 30 minutes of exercise 4 to 5 days a week, or a brisk walk, adding more vegetables, maybe trying to see a dietitian.
Preventing diabetes and adding years to your life. Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
So anyone who is 18 years or older with prediabetes can actually participate in an upcoming clinical trial. So if you want to see if you can qualify or even test for prediabetes, you can call the number at the bottom of your screen, 210-450-9059. Time now, it is just about 6:56. I almost said 9. 6:56, 41 degrees.
We'll be right back.
Beautiful sunrise this morning around San Antonio. Nothing but sunny skies all day long. It's chilly though out there this morning. Grab a light jacket with you. You won't need it for too long. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s, but take a look how quickly we warm up. By 10 it'll be 54. Noon 62. Afternoon high right around 66 degrees. Northeast winds today at about 5 miles per hour. Looking ahead to the week, it's going to be mainly a quiet and very pleasant week. Some patchy fog early tomorrow morning. Chilly in the morning, but comfortable in the afternoon near 70. We'll be near 70 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Some rain works its way back into the forecast, particularly Friday night and Saturday. We'll have scattered showers, perhaps a rumble of thunder. Hopefully going to add on to some of the rain we saw in January. Good amount of rainfall. We'll keep you posted about that. Beyond Saturday, though, looking at another cold snap. Not going to be as cold as what we saw a couple weeks ago.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. We're going to take an hour-long break for Good Morning America, but don't go anywhere or come back. We'll see you back here, 8 a.m.
See y'all at 8.